The definition of self-taught artist can be more easily understood, I think, in the United States, where in fact we were a nation of self-taught people. We came up with our own system of government, we came up with, a way to live in the new world, and we, in some sense, came up with our own art. Very, very few artists in the beginning of this nation's history were taught, and so they taught themselves. The exhibition comes from the American Museum of Folk Art in New York City. The works range from early 1700s to contemporary art. One of the things I find most exciting about this exhibition is the way in which it's organized. They are divided into 7 sections, and those 7 sections have a word that is meant to be evocative of reasons that compel all of us as humans to create, to manifest something outside of ourselves. The show starts out with Arierides' Encyclopedic Palace, which is an 11-foot palace that if it had been built in Washington, D.C. as it was intended, it would have covered 60 square blocks. There's a cabinet that was done by a gentleman who lived in the German community in St. Louis. So Titus Albrecht made the Liberty cabinet, and I love it because it comes out of a lived experience. He took a cabinet and elaborated on it, but the elaborations are so beautifully done and so decorative. There is a pretty spectacular Carousel Lion that I just have to close my eyes and think, what would it be like at 5 years old to ride this lion that is magnificent and muscular. I mean, you can't have a folk art show without a whirligig, and there is one of a knife grinder, and he is just so beautifully done and so sophisticated, and the clean lines and the sort of mechanical feeling of gears is just really beautiful. Our Explore Lab is a space to interact with ideas and some of the concepts in the show.
The St. Louis Art Museum has begun implementing Explore Lab activity spaces, which are spaces where visitors can engage with the exhibition in a hands-on activity that connects to the larger exhibition. There's a quiz entitled "What Type of Genius Are You?" where they answer 7 short questions that encourage them to think about the different creative capacities that they have.
One thing that I like about this show is that sometimes we pick exhibitions because it can augment what we're able to offer a community. While the museum does have some really wonderful pieces of folk art, this is not a strength in our collection. Folk art speaks to a community, and it speaks to communities in St. Louis.